right, let's get this started again. Let's try it again. Y'all guys would know that we were live and we were just talking to each other. Isn't that a beautiful thing? I was like, well, I don't see anybody else populating in the world.
Okay, we're live.
We're live, and we're actually live outside of just me and you.
Right, for real this time. We live for real.
We live for real this time. What's going on, good people? Hey, Tanisha.
Hello, everybody.
She's watching live. She's sitting right here in the
Hi,
same room.
Angela. Hey, Tracy.
What's going on, Sonia? Thank you guys for being so very patient and popping in with us here on this live with our topic today of how to finally get organized without losing time, energy, or money or focus. Thank you, Tanisha, for being coachable, teachable, trainable, and posting that one for catching this live. Oh, I'll take it. I'll take it, Waheem. Queen of cash flow. I'll take it. I'll take it. Today, I'm actually rocking comments, likes, and shares. Yes, shares. Not just shares here on Facebook, although we do want you to share this live. We're talking about shares as far as investments, right? Right? We're not talking about that today, but I do want you guys to grab a pen and a piece of paper, pencil, Etch-a-Sketch, whatever you need to grab so that you can grab these notes. We're giving you 3 bullet points, and then we have 2 bonuses at the end for you guys on today. So I'm chiming in out of Youngsville, North Carolina. My name is Martina Britt Yelverton, and this is my cohort, Miss
Liz the boss.
Out of Texas. What city in Texas again?
I am in Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas, guys. Our weather here today is probably about 65. Yesterday, it was amazingly beautiful here in North Carolina. It was like really, really nice. Eerily nice, but really, really nice. That made it really good for those people who had to stand in the long lines and vote. Luckily, I did not. But it was nice for it not to be pouring down, raining for a change. I think the last couple of times I voted, it was pouring down, raining, and I was frustrated. But because our ancestors did, I did, and I made it on through.
Well, I didn't have to stand in the rain yesterday. I did not have to stand in the rain yesterday. It was a beautiful 70+ degrees here in Houston, Texas. Muggy, like a summer day, but I didn't stand in the lines because I voted early. And that was my intention to vote early. And I did my voting early, but I will say this, I was glad I did it early. I didn't have to stand in the lines. I didn't have to listen to the people complaining about being in the lines. But because of my ancestors, I voted early to make sure I got it done. And also for my personal self to make sure that I got it done. And I have to say that my candidate of choice didn't win because I am my candidate of choice. So that's why you have that power to vote. So remember, don't think about the candidates. Remember, it's your power of choice. And when you're voting for yourself. Don't think about who the candidate is. So when you're trying to choose your candidates, always remember, choose them because you're voting for yourself. So if they don't have the same beliefs and the same values that you have, you should not be voting for them.
Wow, I love it. I love it. I too voted in the mindset because I have just a different mentality with regards to the whole voting process, but I voted with the mindset of our ancestors as well. I also voted with the mindset of this is the first year that my mother is unable to participate in voting because she has gone on. So she used to do this thing where when she voted, she took the sticker and she put it on the front of the cabinets in the kitchen. So the bottoms of all her cabinets were lit with her little voter stickers. I have a picture of that somewhere before we sold the house, but I voted for her and I voted for myself, and then of course turned in her notification that she's no longer with us. So it was a bittersweet, but it was a very wonderful moment for me to vote, not only for the ancestors but for my mom. So thank you, Cassandra, for popping in and checking us out live. So good to see you, Lanita. Let's make sure we get all of our housekeeping out of the way. What's going on, Edwin? Good to see you. Bless Ellis in the flesh in the house. So good to see you. Waheem in the house. So good to see you all. Today's topic, as you read when popping in and getting ready to be coachable, teachable, trainable. Thank you, Cassandra. Today's topic is basically how to finally get organized without losing time, energy, and focus. We're giving you 3 points to get into that today, and then we have 2 bonuses on the end for you today. So what I'm going to do is get into number 1 here, and let me adjust myself here just a little bit so I can still be looking and seeing you guys and making sure I'm watching the comments as well. So definitely, guys, go ahead and get this shared on your timeline. You don't have to worry about any promos for our specific business or our systems or anything like that. We're on here to give you guys value and make sure that you have items to help you grow and go inside of your business. So we're going to jump into, I like to do a backwards count. What's going on, Marcus? Good to see you. I like to do a backwards countdown. So we're going to start with point number 3. If you would like to hear point number 3 on how to finally get organized without losing time, energy, and focus, go ahead and begin to populate that 3, and I will get started. You can go ahead and get this shared on your timelines, helping other people know how to finally get organized without losing time, energy, and money as well. And then, of course, anytime you want to comment here on Get to the Real with Liz and myself, letting us know how our information has been of value to you, we greatly appreciate it, letting us know what else you need to help you really expand and grow and explode inside of your business, especially we're in the 4th quarter, y'all. So we're trying to do it big right now. So to go ahead and get started, I would like to say the first thing that you need to do to finally get organized without losing time, energy, and money or focus is going to take some effort on your part, right? And the main effort that it is going to take is for you to list everything that you do. And what I mean by list everything that you do is for a solid 3 days, I just need for you to focus. For a solid 3 days, I need for you to either focus, grab, I don't know, a recording device. I'm a proponent of always writing things down. So I'm going to say, in my opinion, I suggest you write these things down. And what you need to do is for a solid 3 days, and I suggest you do this over the course of like a Saturday or Tuesday or a Thursday, maybe a Sunday or Wednesday or Fridays. Just make sure it's 3 separate days in one consistent week. And I need for you to take a moment all day long and list everything that you do, right? And I mean list everything about the time frame that you eat, what you eat, just for 3 solid days. We're not talking about a full 30 days. The reason I'm having you do it for 3 solid days on 3 opposing days is because your schedule changes, right? So you need to list things like anything that you should be doing as well as what you are doing. And the reason I'm going to have you do this is kind of going to become very apparent in just a moment, right? You may have things that are sitting around cluttering up your area. Those are things that you should do, right? I need for you to see what it is that you're doing all day long, as well as capitalize on the opportunity to see those things that you are not doing as well, that you should be doing. I need for you to understand what's going on around you, the things that you are doing, the things that you are not doing, so that now you're more equipped because you see and you're armed and you're ready to make a change and you're able to tackle it and get organized, right? So if you choose to go about your days and you've making a verbal and a written note of all the activities, right? And you've looked at everything that it is, now you know where you're being productive as well as where you're being unproductive, right? A lot of people go through a full 24 hours never knowing where their 24 hours went, right? But if you take the time to really focus on jotting down throughout the day, you're not taking extra time. It's just when you're eating something, jot it down on a notepad. If you're drinking something, jot it down on a notepad. If you see that you're not picking up the trash or the plate or whatever after you sit there and eat, you're cluttering up your area, jot it down. Because you need to become aware of everything that you do, even the things that you don't do. And it's better to write it down because now it's concrete. It's before you, right? So you want to take the time to list everything over a consistent 3 days so that you become aware. A lot of times you do things routinely and you're not thinking about them. You just do them because you were either taught to do them or because you were put in the routine of doing something, and you're doing them because you're unaware. Yes, the power of listing things out makes you aware. It brings it into focus. Anything else you'd like to add to that? I love that, the power of listing.
For me, that, I don't list things. I was bad at that. Since being around Martina, who lists everything, she has helped me to understand about the power of listing. I have gotten into that mode of putting things and writing things down. And I will say, when you are an entrepreneur or you are at work trying to be more consistent, writing things down helps to do that. Now, just because you write it down does not mean that you will get it done, everything done that you have on that list. But what it does do is to help you see the things that you accomplish. And it keeps you from thinking, I haven't accomplished anything. Because that's when we start to think about failing. We start to give up, is when we don't see accomplishments that we have made. And what I have found from doing lists and writing things down is that I will notice that I have gotten a lot more done than I thought I could get done. And I have to recognize that my list is overpowering me and I'm taking on more than I should. So it makes me refocused on knowing that I can't get all that done in one day. So I need to push it to the next day or where it really needs to be. So the power of listing is very strong. That's a great one.
That's powerful, Liz. I mean, and a lot of people, and I hadn't even thought about that point, but that's just brilliance. The power of listing out everything and you're available to see that your list is overpowering you lets you know that you're taking on more than you can handle. That is amazing. And I'm a proponent of never being a hypocrite. Since Liz has become a part of, my squad and everything, and she just said that she's understood better now why you list things out. We've been doing accountability, right? And accountability started back last year, and I'm going to show you guys something. This is a monthly momentum planner, right? So here's January, right? I tell you, I don't make this up. February, writing it down, right? March. And I'm not joking. There's the date up in the corner. March, right? I cannot take you all the way through April, right? Listing everything out that needs to be done. April, May, January, February, March, April, May. Y'all see I'm trying to count and show this at the same time. There's May, June. Here we go. July, right? August. I'm serious. September, right? And then check this out, guys. October. What do you see on October?
Nothing.
It's blank. It's absolutely blank. The first month that I did not list anything out was October. I printed it. I put it in my Motivated Moves Mastermind and did nothing. October was the most confusing, frustrating, chaotic month for me in business. It was crazy. And it was because I didn't have everything written down. I had appointments that I spoke at. I had conferences that I attended, but I didn't write it down, and it was crazy. It was chaotic, right? And so I need for you to understand the power of listing, like Liz says. It will help. It will save your life if you do it, and it will help you get organized, and it will help you see the next point that I'm going to get into, which is number 2, to toss everything that doesn't make you money out. So if you've gone through 3 days of writing everything down and you see whatever you're doing is not prospering you, it's not bringing financial security into your home, it's not bringing something that will help leave a legacy. That's my thing, leave a legacy. If it's not about helping you prosper, building you up, business development, personal development, financial development, if it's not doing those things, toss it out. It is a waste of your time. And now that you're looking at the list, you can see what is a waste of your time, what stays on that list month after month. And by the list, I mean the accountability, because you're going to get this today. You're going to get access to this today. Once you get this accountability inside your bosom and you're writing it down, if you're writing the same thing down every month, month after month after month, and you're never tackling it, you're never crossing it off the list, it is a waste of your time. It is a waste of your mental space, right? Because you're looking at that list every month and you're seeing it, right? It is taking up mental space. If you're not doing something with it, if you're not marking it off the list, if it's not doing something to prosper you, your home, your family, your spouse, if it's not prospering you, toss it out. right? So now that you've earnestly looked over everything and you see what you are doing as well as what you are not doing, and you see what is not making you money, if you can focus hard enough attention for that amount of time, you will be able to see victory. Because why? You are focusing on that which is bringing you prosperity, money, increase, balance, peace, any of that that's bringing you that, right? You'll be able to focus because you're going to toss out everything that's not purposed for you, that's not purposed for your household, that's not a part of your plan. And we're going to get over into planning and writing it down in just a minute as well. So anything you want to add to that point about tossing everything out that's not prospering you, Liz? The boss.
You know, a lot of times we do allow things in our life to take over us becoming prosperous. What I found is that the distractions are the major things, and it's simple things like the Facebook. While Facebook is great for our business, it helps us a lot. That is a major distraction for a lot of us, and we wonder why we don't have success. Social media can take up the majority of your day if you allow it to do that, and that's not what it's designed to do. So, you know, like she said, if you're making a list, it will make you refocus on that. And so when you're on social media and you are bird dogging people's page and watching what they're doing and trying to figure out what they're doing, if you have that list in front of you, at some point you're going to angle over and you're going to see it and you'll say, let me get back to what I need to get back. So remember, simple distractions, even distractions of allowing people to be on your calendar when you know you need to put them on another day. You know, I find I was doing that in the beginning. People would call me about if it was fixing something in my home, or if it was having lunch with them, or if it was to call them about something. I would say, okay, anytime, let me know. Well, the problem with that is I have things I need to get done, and I can't get it done if I am adding all these things to my list, right? So I've learned to tell people, if someone calls me and says, especially on Wednesdays, because I know we have that call, I tell them Wednesday is not a good day for me because I have this call 11:30. I have to prepare for it. I have to be prepared. It is okay to say no and not put it on your list. So remember that. Say no, don't put it in the list, and then it will not take up your mental space, because mental space is important and it needs to be ready for what you're ready for.
Absolutely. And that's one key thing a lot of people don't even realize about social media and doing live calls like this. There's a preparation that happens beforehand. There is the actual time frame for the live call. And then there's a post work that happens after, because you're following up with the people and you're being in contact. I don't know why my mail decides to come every day now, smack in the middle of our live. Here we go again. The
See, another distraction, guys. That's another distraction.
It ain't gonna happen. 11:30 your time, 12:30 my time. We still gonna be on this live. Now I promise you, the rest of the week he won't come to after 1, 2, 3 o'clock. Watch, I tell you. All right. So point number one in writing it down. Point number one, writing it down. We did the number 3, which is I need for you to be accountable. I need for you to list everything that you do. Point number 2 is that then I need you to toss everything out that's not making you money or going to prosper you. And point number 3, I need for you to write it down. Now, by write it down, thank you. By write it down, what I need for you to do is be accountable now. Okay, so you've written down everything that will come up in your day. You've tossed everything out that you don't need to prosper you. And what is left is a written log, a written catalog, a written category, something that will allow you to now prosper, right? Now I need for you to become accountable for that, to write it down so that things can then begin to move forward, right? So if you think about it, like I said, October was the very first month, right, that I did not write everything down, that I was not accountable because of the deadlines and the categories and the conferences and the events. I didn't write it down. What ultimately happened was I got behind, right? And because I'm working on other brands, what happened? Those things failed. By those things, I mean, in essence, if I didn't fail because I failed to plan, a lot of the areas that happened failed, right? So my non-planning, it resulted in a failure, right? And so these are the things that you have to understand. Once you actually write it down and then you begin to execute the plan, you begin to see, as I showed you, month after month after month of accomplishments and things happening and things going forward and activity and momentum, right? And it also helps you create a new routine, create a new mindset.
Right.
Like you just said, you already now know Wednesdays, no way. Same way with me and Freestyle Fridays. Fridays, no way. Same things with Tuesday nights. I'm on June Collier's call, no way. Same things with Wednesday night calls now with Brian Bean and Troptions. No way. So if you need to get at me, you need to talk to me about Monday, Thursday, Saturday, because otherwise my answer is sorry, no way. So it helps you space plan. And this is what I mean by now you're available to actually get organized without losing any time, energy, or focus, because you're doing this while you're moving forward. You're putting things in place. You're getting your routine in place. And now you've tossed out everything that isn't adding value to your day, right? So I'll let you chat a little bit about that, Liz, while I transition us to the 7 things that successful people don't do as their bonus gift.
Right. And guys, you know, as she said, writing it down is so important. Writing it down is not just about writing it down, having notes. It also is, if you are wanting something to come to life, because it is written down, you can now bring it to life. And I truly believe in that. If it stays in your head, then nobody knows it's there. No one can help you with it. No one can, you know, lead you in the right path of where you need to be going. If you get rid of everything, I call it the MMA, money making activity. I learned that from someone else. But, you know, if you're in a business and you're an entrepreneur and you're not doing MMA, you will not have success, because the reason why you're doing that is to make money. And so if you don't have money making activity going on, you can't make money. And having a list is a strong money making activity. And you have to list everything that you do in order for you to get into that routine of doing a list. I can tell you that for me, I've always been able to remember everything. I've always been very good at remembering everything. But I will say, as I get older, it's more difficult for me to remember everything. Now, people will say that comes with age. I'm not buying into that. I don't think it comes with age. I think as we get older, become seasoned, whatever you want to call it, we have more things on our plate. We put more things on our plate. When we were younger, we made better decisions about what went on our plate. Plus, we had more energy, so we utilized that energy to do those things. Now, because we have become more seasoned, we are working 8, 10, 12, well, let me say we're working 12, 14-hour days. We have a lot of things that we're working on, whether it's going to a job, coming back, being an entrepreneur, dealing with kids, getting them to things that they need to get to. All those things take up mind space. And that mind can only hold so many things. We all know the brain is not that big. That doesn't mean that it doesn't give us a lot of function, but it also says that I can only keep so much in there that you don't need to write down. So it is important to remember that having a list is very important, is very strong. Now, are you going to be able to get this today and go and say, oh, every day I'm going to start making a list. Every day I'm going to start doing this. That's not going to happen, guys. Martina has been doing this with me since January, and I am just starting to make lists. I still have not been active at using the forms. I'll be honest about that. They're great forms, but that may not be your way to function. She is only giving you an example of how you can. For me, making my list is having a pad like this that I write it down, I put a date on it, and I go to it and say, this is what I'm doing today. Google Calendar saves my life. I used to not use a calendar, but Google Calendar saves my life. I go to my Google Calendar, what's on that calendar today? And it also saves me from overbooking. It saves me from pissing customers off. It saves me from a lot of things. So remember, write it down, make it plain, toss everything that does not make you money, and list everything that you do for the next 3 days and see how it works for you. Find the system of listing that works for you. Don't worry about
Absolutely.
my system, Martina's system. We're giving you examples of how to help you be successful. So now Martina is going to go over the 7 things successful people don't do. We always talk about, well, last week we talked about what they do. This week she's telling you what they don't do. And I think that's more important than what they do. Martina?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So in this list of 7 things successful people don't do, let me see if I can get my screen to flip. You're going to get this information from the 2 of us. Look at that pretty lady, Miss Liz DeVos and Martina Britt Yelverton. I'm telling you guys, we are here to help you as best that we can. And like she says, if our system doesn't work for you, let us know that. And then let us know what is working for you, because that may be something that we would need to implement. Our whole mindset is to help give you value. So you guys let me know if you can see this pretty clearly on your screen, if there are any adjustments that I need to make. But let's get started really quickly, because we're going to summate this. We are a little bit over halfway through our live, and we want to make sure that we stay on point. Okay, so here we go. Welcome, Phyllis. Welcome, Brian. I apologize for you, you guys that have just stepped into the room. Hey, Jesus out of Texas. What's going on, Bryant? Where? David, Brand, Miss Phyllis. So good to see all of you. Talisha, Marcia, Kia. So good to see all of you. So number 1, successful people. And I didn't count this one backwards. Number 1, successful people don't troll. They do leverage social media. You just heard Liz give you information about social media and how to leverage it. I like to use the be smart technique, right? And you don't have to jot all these down, because for attending live today, you will get this information inside of we'll put up the link and you'll be able to grab this entire PowerPoint, right? Successful people are smart. They build relationships. That's the B. They engage with customers. That is the E. Right? You do things to support your brand. That's the S. You make smart new relationships. You act within your plan, you respond timely, and you take the contact to your web presence. Okay? So by that, what I'm saying is successful people don't get on social media just to troll. They leverage social media, and they're smart with their use of social media. They set aside a time, they get on there, they build relationships, engage with customers, they work within their plan by supporting their brand. They build and make new relationships. Again, they work within their plan. If you're not posting for a reason, just stop posting, because you're wasting time. They respond timely, and then they take them offline or to an online presence that supports their brand, right? Anything you want to add to successful people don't troll? I know you spoke on it earlier, which was beautiful. If
yes,
not, I'll bump to number 2. Good.
I spoke on that earlier, so we can move on, because I don't believe in the trolling.
Okay. Successful people don't willy-nilly. They do use a daily plan, because without a plan, you plan to fail, right? Successful people don't nilly-willy. They have a purpose. They make a plan. They work within priorities. They complete list of everything. They categorize it, they cleanse the list, and they complete the list, okay? Failing to plan is planning to fail. It's that simple. You wake up every day knowing you have to get dressed, you have to get up, you have to brush your teeth, you have to cleanse yourself, you have to get dressed, you have to drive to work. Those are all plans. Why not get up and have the same mindset with regards to your business and your entrepreneurial efforts? Get up with purpose, make a plan, work within those priorities, and then complete everything that you have on that list. Don't have time to willy-nilly. Work inside of a plan. Anything you want to add to point number 2?
Point number 2 is just straight out. It says don't willy-nilly. And for all of us who's those Southern people, we understand what willy-nilly is. It simply means you got to have a purpose, make sure you have a plan, work within your priorities, complete the list, do what you're supposed to do so that you can have success in your business. Now, guys, will we run into walls where we just don't feel like it that day, or for some reason we are just at a wall? I just recently went through that. It happens, but you got to move on. You have to figure a way to come out of it. You have to figure out someone you can call so they can help you work through it. You're going to have those days, but the important thing is getting back to it and having the plan and making it work.
Absolutely. Number 3, successful people don't gossip or participate in NPAs. NPAs are negative producing activities. MMAs are money making activities. I love them both. What they do is they use every avenue, every minute, every activity, every thought, every situation for their good. So before you do something, think. Does it contribute to my end result? Does it make me or us, the family, feel good? Does it make us happy? Is it a positive producing activity? If it detracts from the vision, say no. Shonda Rhimes has it perfectly coined. I'm sorry, no, I am unable to do that. You don't have to have an excuse. You don't have to have a reason. The no is a complete sentence. I'm not sure what very important person said that, but no is a complete sentence. Don't participate in things that are not going to add to the vision. Anything you want to add to that, Liz?
You know, this is a great one here. Number 3 is really good. You know, we tend to participate in the gossip. We love it. It feeds us. It makes us, we think it makes us great. Some people, it makes them happy. But, you know, you don't have time when you're becoming an entrepreneur or you're moving on and you're trying to move upward in your life, I shall say. You don't have time for the gossip. You don't have time for all of that negativity. I can tell you that I used to love to hang out in a certain particular place, and I realized that that place surrounded a lot of negativity, and it was dragging me down. While I loved going there, I loved the interaction with people, I loved being around the people, there was a lot of negativity in the air there. And because of that negativity, it was coming to me. So I, in turn, while I thought I wasn't being negative, it was in my mind and it was feeding my mind. So I couldn't get away from it. And what I found is that if I stay away from the negativity, it's not easy to do, but I do my best to say, hold up, I don't need that in my spirit today. Or I don't need to hear that person's negativity today. People will call you on the phone and the first thing they'll do is, hi, how you doing? Girl, let me tell you what somebody did to me today. Let me tell you what happened to me today. That is negativity. And what you have to do is say, hey, I know you want to talk about this, but right now let's talk about something else, because nothing's going to change. It's already happened. Right. So let's talk about something that's not going to have you talking about what happened today that you cannot change because it's already happened. Let's move on.
Right.
So we have to do that in order for us to be successful. If you're trying to be successful, I don't care if it's an entrepreneur, a 9-to-5, check what you're engaging in. I guarantee you, if you list for 3 days the negativity that you're engaging in, you will find that you are a part of that problem. And the way to solve it is to do another 3 days of not being a part of that negativity. So just try it. I promise you, it will change your world.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Do that assessment, even of your negative space and what you're participating in, to determine whether or not, and most likely you will find out you are a part of the problem, and then disengage for 3 days and even do a self-check. Now, how do you feel that you disengaged for 3 straight days to whatever that negative behavior was, and then keep it going? That's priceless. I love that one. That's very important. So number 4, successful people don't harp on things out of their control. You heard her just touch on that. Successful people don't harp on things out of their control. What they do is they remain focused on that which is within their control, their vision, their goal, their plan. Don't subscribe to the guilt behind what others think. Focus on your lane and what you do, and do it well. Your plan is for you. God has given you that plan. Yes, Marcia, once we change our mindset and our surroundings, we can elevate to the next level. Yes, I love it. If you are able to stay focused on your lane and what you are doing, you will see an unsurmountable amount of success. You cannot gauge yourself against someone else's success. There is no way I would ever be able to gauge my current success in my 2.5 years, almost 3 years here inside of this system, comparative to a 22-year veteran like Mr. Brian Bean in his entire network marketing career. So you guys have to realize, when you look in someone else's lane, you don't know what level you're gauging. They could have 20 years in a game you only have 2 in, and you're busy gauging yourself against what they're doing in their success. You're shooting yourself in the foot. He gave you the plan. He gave you the vision. He purposed in you everything you need to succeed in your own lane. Stop being nosy. Stay the course, stay in your lane, and do your job. Don't worry about what everybody else doing. Your plan is for you.
That is so true. You know, we have a tendency that we want to jump in, and especially when we're becoming an entrepreneur, because I will admit I did that. You see people having all this success. You see them they're just killing it. They're beasts. But guys, that beast did not come overnight. That beast came with failures. That beast came with a lot of hard work. And, you know, it's great to follow them and know them, but beast comes with work. And your beast is not their beast. And the plan that has been designed by God for you is not, it was not that plan that that person has. Because if it was, you would have had it. So just remember that. You know, when you see people being successful, you got to know the road they travel to get there.
Yes.
To get to beast mode takes work. It takes practice. It takes time. Now, I believe in the condensing of time and getting there. But if you want to be a Brian Bean, a Stormy Wellington, a Nicole Cooper, all those individuals and who have made it in the entrepreneur world, those people have, you can call it a hustle. They are in beast mode all the time, and their focus is impeccable. And I tell you what, they do not troll Facebook. They do not worry about what people are saying about them because they really don't care. They are laser focused. Their mind is focused. They don't listen to the chatter outside of what they need to do. If it does not if it's not money-making activity, they do not want to talk about it. Now, do they enjoy their lives? Yes, they do. And when they're enjoying their lives, they're enjoying their lives. They're even in beast mode enjoying their lives. But that's how you become a successful person. You can't be successful trying to be like someone else because that's not who you are. So, you know, you take what they're doing, you see it, and if you need to copy that cat, as they say, that's what you do. But you have to do it in who you are, not who they are. So remember, you know, it's your vision, it's your goal, it's your plan. Work that plan. Don't try to copy someone else's plan that's not even a part of what you are or who you are or who you can be.
That's right, Talisha. Stay humble through your own journey to get to your own success. I like that. And I believe I have a comment in here that's talking about Stormy Wellington and Copy the Right Cat. I believe it's either on point number 6 or 7, so you'll probably get a good laugh out of that one, Liz. So check it out. Number 5, successful people don't replay past mistakes or errors. Now pay attention to what I just said. They don't replay past mistakes or errors. What they do is they learn and they forego repeating them. Okay, you've even heard Liz acknowledge everyone makes mistakes, right? You may even find yourself repeating the same mistake. Own it, learn from it, resolve it, and don't repeat it. My favorite quote by the late Maya Angelou is, when a person shows you who they are, believe them. I like to say the first time. Believe them the first time. Don't allow yourself to have to continuously repeat a mistake because you keep giving credence to the individual or the situation or the circumstance that's continuing to make the mistake. When you see it show up again, what that means is you did not learn the lesson. If a repeat mistake keeps happening, it means you didn't learn the lesson. Recognize it for what it is, own your part in it, resolve it, and then don't repeat it. Okay? So successful people don't replay the mistake. they learn from it, and then they forego repeating it. I think number 6 talks about, yeah, there it is. Successful people don't focus on the end result, okay, of others. Pay attention to that. Successful people in number 6 don't focus on the end result of others. What they do is they actually see their grind, they see their work, they see their execution, and they do that. Not they're looking at their lane trying to figure out how they're doing something or why they're doing something. They see that person is on team no sleep. Does team no sleep work for me? Is team no sleep giving me prosperous, output? Then let me do that. They see their work ethic, or they see they're executing something. They're just not putting a plan to place and never working on it. They have tunnel vision. You hear this a lot. Tunnel vision will kill your success. If you tunnel in on somebody else, it definitely will. So put it in perspective. Do what successful people do, and then also pay it forward. So, like she just said, Stormy Wellington has said it's okay to be a copycat. Just make sure you're copying the right cat, not in their lane, doing exactly what it is they're doing. If they grinding, you go grind. If they got work ethic, you go work ethic. If they're doing, things that are executing and they're having success, then you figure out what you need to execute in your lane so that you'll have success. Move on. Make sure you're copying the right thing, and then pay it forward. You'll hear leaders say that you should learn something, you should master it, and you should share it. Things that you learn, things that you do, things that you go through are not for you. They are for the big picture. They are for the people who are on your squad. They are for the people who are following you. They are for the success of everybody, not just for you. If you are not sowing back into the things that you were learning, you are seriously putting a short time of success on your efforts if you are not sowing. You have anything to say on that one, Liz?
That is so true, Martina. If you're not sowing, you can't be successful. Your gift is not designed to hoard it, is designed to share with others. You should always be sharing your gift. And so when you learn things and you get information, you should be sharing it. It comes to mind when you're talking to people about needing their help to become an entrepreneur. A lot of times people will only give you half of the information. They'll only give you a little bit of the information. And then you wonder, why have I failed? What's wrong? Why am I not getting that? Keep in mind that sometimes entrepreneurs are afraid to share because they don't want you to get ahead of them. And that tells you that's not the right cat to be copied. People who truly want to help you have no problem giving you everything they know, because now, will they do it for you? No. But they don't have a problem with telling you everything they know, because they know what they're good at. They're confident in what they're good at. And they know. I put something up this morning that says, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. And it's by Thomas Edison. So people who are successful, they don't fail. They just keep going. So they don't mind giving you information that they perfected, because they failed to get it to that perfection, and they certainly want you to do it right so you don't hit the same stumbling blocks that they hit. So just remember, success is about focus and focusing on the end result. And when you think about a Stormy Wellington, that people think she didn't fail, they're wrong. She has failed numerous of times. We know Thomas Edison failed a number of times before he got that light bulb right. But that's what life is about. And what you have to do is take those failures and turn them into wins, turn them into success. I guarantee you we could get 10 successful people on this live, and probably every one of them, I would guarantee to say 100% of them would say, I've had numerous failures. It would shock us at the number of failures they've had. So failing is okay. It's not a bad thing. What's a bad thing is when you don't turn that failure into success and you quit. So don't be a quitter. Move on. This one is powerful too. Successful people don't focus on the end results of others. So just remember that. Move forward.
Yes, move forward. So let me flip to the next one. So number 7 here, and definitely guys, we're looking at your comments as we can. If you find one of these is more important than another inside of your atmosphere, inside of, you know, your journey, please make that comment so that we can definitely follow up and respond on that. But here inside of this free gift to you, number 7, successful people don't put others before themselves. I think if you go back into our Get to the Reels, you've heard me and Elizabeth both tell you guys how important it is to continue to focus on yourself, because if your well is empty, you have nothing available to give another individual, right? What we do have you understand is that it's important to have pride in your own care. How else can you be available to care for others if your own well is empty, right? So if you are spiritually dry, mentally dry, physically dry, if you are not even available to your family, if your finances are tapped out, if your relationships are whack, your atmosphere is crazy, right? So you have to do whatever it takes to keep yourself aligned, full, vibrant, warm, soft, fulfilled, any of these very positive adjectives, because if not, then you are not giving out the right vibe. Your energy is garbage. You have to put yourself first. You have to think about yourself. And you hear this quote, I don't know who said it, but do something today that your future self will thank you for. If I had to go back, and I would like for you guys to do this inside of the comments, if you could name one thing that you wish you would have told your past self, and I hope I'm doing the time hop correctly, what is that one thing you wish you would have told your past self so that it would be manifested today? I know my one thing I would have told my past self was that it's okay to toot your own horn. I wish I would have told myself that a long time ago. It's okay to toot your own horn, because tooting your own horn, and a lot of people miss this, tooting your own horn gives credence, gives value, gives homage to the gift that God has placed in you. I'm not talking about going out here and be boastful, be prideful. I'm saying be proud of yourself, that you have actually been able to tap into the gift that He has put inside of you and you've shared it, right? I'm not saying be boastful. And I'm also saying, I would have said, to support others in that same mindset. Don't be so self-kept. Be okay with tooting your own horn. I would have wanted to tell more people that as well.
Exactly. That is so true. I tell you, for me, the one thing is be yourself and own your greatness. So many of us are so quick to stay in the shadows of others. And, you know, I always say, we stay in the shadows and the shadows are stepped on, and we don't even feel the shadows being stepped on, because that's where we remain. And we have to remember that a shadow is not designed for you to stay in it, because it moves, it goes all over the place. I could go into that for days, but you have to own your greatness. Being great is important. There's a greatness in everyone. You have to know your greatness, and you have to live in it, and you have to own it. Being yourself is a part of being great, being who you are. Now, am I saying that you should think that the world allows you to do and say whatever you want to do? It doesn't. While you'd like to do that, it does not. But does the world say that you shouldn't voice your opinion? You shouldn't say things that you think are important? It does say you can do that. And you can do that in a way where no one is offended by it. No one is upset by it, because it's what you believe. And you can always tell people it's my belief, but respect the opinions of others. So I am a strong proponent of owning your greatness and believing in who you are, and knowing that you can be successful at anything that you put your mind to. Are you going to run into days where you just can't get it done well? Or are there days where you just say, you know what, I don't know if I can get this done. I don't know if this can be done. That's okay, because you're going to have those days. But in the end, it's about being great and knowing that you are great. And it's okay to say, I am great. I am who I am. I am great, because you are. So just be great. Be great in everything that you do. Because you know what? I tell you, Martina owns her greatness. When I first met her, I couldn't even go into the talent that she has for marketing and things like that. And sometimes she probably doesn't even recognize it. But she's becoming that person that owns her greatness and knows that she does a good job in that area, and that is where she can share her gift with people and help people with that gift. I learned that my gift is my voice. I have power in my voice. So I have to use it. And I have to get out there and make sure that I utilize that gift, because if I don't utilize that gift, it could be taken away from me. That's how it is important it is for you to utilize your gifts. So every day I'm learning more about myself. And when you walk in your greatness, you do learn more about yourself. So remember to just walk in your greatness, and all these things we talked about today, it'll be easier to do it. So for me, I'm going to end by saying thank you each and every week for joining us. We hope that the information we've given you is helping you in some way. And if it's not helping you, share it with someone else. Hit the share button, because maybe it's not for you today, but it's for someone else. And when we help other people, that's another sign of greatness. Sometimes you might say, you know what, I didn't want to hear all that they were saying today. It wasn't about me. That's okay. It don't have to be about you, but it's about someone else that you know who's struggling through what we talked about today. So why not share it with them? You can be great through sharing. So just be great through sharing, because Martina was great by getting me involved in this, because had she not done this, I would not be doing Facebook Live. In fact, because of this, I'm ready to do a Facebook Live about what my entrepreneurship is outside of what we do together. So, awesome. When you start doing things like that, you will find greatness that you didn't even know you had, because people share something with you. So share the video if you don't mind. Help us out by sharing the video. Again, thank you for joining us each and every week. We love that you're putting your comments in. Remember, if you're doing it now, it's a 1. If you're doing a replay, it's 2, so that we know you were on the replay. Absolutely. We may not be able to get to...
What's going on, Cornelia? We've had some latecomers pop on too, Liz. Cornelius out of Virginia, Greg McCain out of DC, Maryland, DC area. I'm sorry, guys. I had to step outside. We're not trying to have a mess happen in the house. We have a new alert.
Please don't. But guys, just remember, we love you. We thank you for coming on each and every week. Without you, this would not be possible. That's why we ask you to share it with your friends, so we can continue to do this each and every week. And if you have topics that you'd like us to talk about, please let us know in the comments, so that we can look at how we can put those topics in here if there's something that you truly would like to have more information about. Now, I'm going to put the thing out there for next week. What I'd like to do is talk about the businesses that we're involved in and how we got there. So Martina and I will probably put together a series of questions that we can ask each other, and it'll be more of an interview format, so you guys can see where the businesses we're involved in, what we do, and it won't be something that we're trying to twist your arm to be a part of or anything like that. It'll just so you'll know what it is our heart is about and why we're doing what we do. So Martina, thank you for allowing me to do this. I'm going to turn it over to you for closing. And guys, thank you each and every week for joining us. And remember, we're here 11:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, each and every Wednesday. And if there's a Wednesday we're not here, trust me, we will be bringing something to you that is very interesting. And we know the holidays are coming up, but guess what? Success doesn't stop on Thanksgiving. It doesn't stop on Christmas. It keeps going. I love you guys. Thank you for joining us. And please continue to join us each and every Wednesday. Martina, back to you. Bye, everybody.
Awesome deal. So what you guys are going to see populated in the comment below is access to the PowerPoint that you were available to watch today. Thank you for being coachable, teachable, trainable, and posting the 1 for catching us live. If you are catching us on the replay, definitely post the 2 for catching us on the replay so we can comment to you. The bit.ly links will be populated below. You get access to the PowerPoint that you saw today, so you can actually jot all that good information down. You also get access to the accountability sheet for November. so that you can get yourself in order. Go ahead and jot down your 3 days of activity and non-activity. Go ahead and toss out whatever is not bringing you money, and then finally begin to write down those things that can move forward your success. I thank you all for being coachable, teachable, trainable. My name is Martina Britt Yelverton. I am your brand master, and this is my cohort, Miss Liz Boston out of Texas. Liz the boss. She is the guru of all things what? Speaking, all things human resources, all things events. I'm telling you guys, once you get to understand why we are who we are and what we are doing on next week, we hope that it will bless you just like we hope today's value has blessed you. To your success, guys. We're out.